In case we have emergencies that may or can happen. And 3, I personally want to connect you with my security team so that we do security together. Now, for the last 24 hours, we have not witnessed any security incident that hinders you or scares you from meeting here. The situation reads normal. Anita and the team, we implore you to make sure that the people whom you invited are the only ones who are in this hall. This one has got security and the monetary implications to your being here. Emergence. The hall in which you are located is at the center of Hotel Africana, and the altitude puts you at ground floor. Ground floor, that means that when you are evacuating here in case of fire, you will be, you just use that door at the back. Security measure, we implore you to take our instructions. We deploy here internal security, external, and we are properly intertwined with the entire security system of the state. We shall be able to evacuate you to safety. Take our instructions in that regard. When God called the angels, Satan came. Mobile phones. If you have a mobile phone, like I suppose everybody has, keep them abreast. In case you are going to charge, still put it at a point where you are still you continuously watch over it. Now, let me pair those gadgets with the laptops. I've not heard from Anita whether you're going to have lunch, but going for lunch. Number 1, this room is digitally and you deploy here. Number 4, I deploy here. So, we implore you to move out with anything that you are going to use during lunchtime. If you are there for lunch, we shall not allow anybody to come back here to pick a single item when your friends are for lunch. However, you are free to come back and sit when they are not around. So observe that rule. It assists us so much to make sure we keep your assets. Meals. We have what we call the food security chain. From the garden to the table, from the factory to the table. The moment you touch our foods and beverages, you become part of the food security chain. And from that point onwards, it is incumbent upon you to make sure that you drink or eat what you have served there, and pause here. Don't entrust your food and beverages to them. Ebola and COVID-19, please observe the applicable SOPs. Wi-Fi, intelligence. I leave that we come back here and handle as it happens. Slippery top, when you're going, do a 360-degree look about on your car, observe and see. Don't drive out and then come back to complain. Washrooms, you are going to go out to, you turn left again. Around, don't get lost, there's an officer there to assist you. And lastly, continue observing, be a cop of yourself and a cop of your neighbor. We call it neighborhood watch. We wish you the best and thank you for choosing Hotel Africana for this workshop. Thank you so much and good morning.
The way people were clapping, it's like as if they didn't have breakfast. I'm worried. Let's give Mr. Paul a hand clap for the guidance he has given us. Some of those instructions really make sense when you're in a situation. For example, if you've not heard where the places of convenience are, when you reach outside there, you're going to look left or right or left again. And so he said, when you move out and left, our chief guest, Honorable Engineer Richard Sevalama, deans of students, heads of schools present with us this morning, the educators present, our key panelists for the day, invited guests. This breakfast meeting that is going to be an engagement meeting for the project that has been running for the past We have some adjustments in the program because I'm sure that you found a program before you. And this is how we are going to move. We've had our opening prayer. We'll then have opening remarks or welcome remarks from the project director. We will have a short video played about what the project is about. We will also have some project highlights from the project manager, Mr. Daniel Ayevare. We'll play some videos from our sponsors of the project. And we'll also have a word from Professor Muhammad Yunus, who is the visionary of this project. We'll have our keynote by Mr. Anthony Okoa. Then we'll have our panel discussion. It will then be followed by a Q&A kind of dialogue. We'll then have I have been notified that the Vice Chancellor has been delayed, and so I will welcome Mr. Daniel Ayevare to give the opening remarks on his behalf. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you for making time here. I take apologies from the VC has been delayed by one of the roads that got flooded. As you know, some of the issues we need to discuss. But he's on his way and he's been gracious to say, let's not make you wait. But he will be giving his remarks later on. So my job today is to make a welcome remark to all of you. And I think it is all fair that I start with the protocol, of course. Honor and Member of Parliament, East African Coordinator, but also Founder and Executive Director Rhythm of Life. We do have some representatives from the university's deans and vice chancellors who might be on their coming, heads of secondary schools, heads of some vocational schools that have been in partnership with us, and a number of community-based organizations who have been represented. I welcome you all. We also have some media houses in here, and basically the team that is working with us at Africa Foundation, Plan KIU, and the Ebizzubu Bugaga project. I welcome you all, ladies and gentlemen. Briefly, today's program is about a program we've been doing, as Anita said, for the last 14 months, called Ebizzubu Bugaga project. And Ebizzubu Bugaga is simply the most contradictory statement that most people have ever heard. We'll go deep into that. But it's about really how we can use what we call Ebizzubu and stop calling on the MPs to help us and turn them into an opportunity for our young people to create value for themselves, but also to create impact in their communities. This is a social business program that has been sponsored by the Yunus Center, the leadership of Professor Muhammad Yunus, and the Yunus and You Foundation in Germany. The Yunus Center, the headquarters of the Yunus Center are found in Bangladesh, but the Yunus and You Foundation are located in Germany. This program has been jointly implemented by Kampala International University in collaboration with Africa Foundation. And so today we've come to the close of what we hopefully call the first chapter. And we hope to do more scale-up work. Some of our highlights of the project, what we've been doing, what we found out, and where we think the next step should be taken. But also we'd like to take this opportunity to engage with you that we've considered as key stakeholders in running this youth empowerment agenda through social business. And that is why we shall later have a conversation around the issue of purpose, which our keynote speaker will talk about, and then to lead us into a panel discussion around purpose for institutions, but also as individuals. We all know that it starts at the individual level before we perfect it at institutional level. At that point, we'll also see how we can then build synergies together to see how we can continue pushing this youth empowerment agenda together. That's the ecosystem part of it. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you once again on behalf of our project director, who is the VC Kampala International University, and myself, who is the project manager, and the team that we are working together with, which shall be introduced to you in a while. Welcome, and I wish you wonderful deliberations and a fruitful day, a fruitful morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Another hand clap for the project manager. At least he has given us a brief of what brought us here this morning, and the rest of the details will be shown to you in a few videos that will be aired this morning. We'll invite the traditional dancers for just one item, and then we'll proceed with the program. Thank you so much. Baraka dancers, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Baraka dancers. Ladies and gentlemen, so many years ago, Professor vision of the kind of world he would want to see. And this world was a world he mentioned, or a world he calls a world of 3 zeros. A world with 0 net carbon emission, a world of 0 unemployment, and a world of 0 poverty. Ebizzubu Bugaga project has worked with over 60 organizations in trying to skill the young people about the issue of social business as an initiative that was coined by Professor Muhammad Yunus. This is supposed to be a vehicle that helps the young people turn social problems into social businesses. Morning is to brainstorm and come up with a way forward on what the different initiatives are going to do from now henceforth, since the project has come to an end, and thus inviting the different stakeholders that are involved in the ecosystem to give some suggestions of how best we can move forward. Now, as you'll see from the project video, so many young people have been empowered. They have this knowledge. They've won even some cash awards. Maybe they can use the cash awards for seed capital, and so they'll need guidance. They'll need help on how to move forward. And so that's why we are all here. That's why we've invited people from the political sphere, from the banks, the trainers, the educators, and all the other stakeholders, the education institutions present here, because in order to achieve that kind of world that is envisioned by Professor Muhammad Yunus, we need to create an enabling environment for the young people to thrive. And so all of us who are here have a responsibility, would like to add a stone to that which has started so that it does not end in vain. I'm going to welcome you to watch a small video of what the project has been about, where we started and where we are now, and then I'll come back next. At this juncture, I'd like to invite the tech team to play us the video.
This project is a social business project where we're trying to leverage the concept of social business in empowering our young people. This program has been run for the last 13 months and has been targeting educational institutions, community-based organizations, and to be specific, secondary schools and universities. We're looking at how we our youths, both in school and out of school, to be able to turn their dire situations into opportunities to create value, not only for themselves, but also for the communities around them.
In this training of trainers, I have enjoyed. Like I have been practicing social business skills, but I did not know that I was practicing them.
At Gulu University, we tell these young people that solve the problem and the dollars will come. Don't start complaining that you don't have the money. Go out to the community, identify a problem, solve it, then the money will come.
So that's why it's called Ebizzubu Bugaga. Instead of looking at problems, Ebizzubu means problems. Instead of looking at problems and shining away from them, we look at them as an opportunity for us as young people to provide solutions that will not only help the society within which we live in, but will add value not only to ourselves, but to also to the young people and other members of society.
The solution that we came up with is we want to establish a demonstration center, in fact a demonstration farm, where we train farmers on hands-on skills, and also we can also look for market for their products.
We are asked for Katanga, and our project is all about recycling and managing waste. We are making sure that waste is not wasted. That is our slogan, waste not for waste. That the waste is disposed rightly, human waste and other waste. We are planning or emptying the latrines that are already existing, and also collecting the organic and inorganic waste from those areas.
So right here, we managed to win 2 million shillings in a great competition. We are going to use this very same to call upon others as well.
This project is a social business project where we're trying to leverage the concept of social business for young people. This program has been run for the last 13 months.
I've achieved that which was supposed to be achieved. And so, without further ado, we will invite him, the project director, to come and give his remarks. Professor, you're welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to warmly welcome you. I'm sure the project manager, Daniel Ayebare, and the team have done that already. But we are also particularly happy on our funders, promoters, and other stakeholders. As been introduced, Professor Muhammad Mpezamigo, the Vice Chancellor of Kampala International University, the leading private university and second best ranked university in this country. We welcome. Most of you may be knowing her as the Vice Chancellor of Bishop Stewart University. She has since ceased being so. She's now the chairperson of the University Council of Kampala International University. After serving very successful tenure at BSU,